Greetings, Threshold World fam. This is Melanie here, and I'm so excited today. I'm going to be talking with one of my Morehouse brothers, Morehouse alum, Shadow X. Yes. I am going to allow Shadow to introduce himself today. I'm so excited to be talking to him. Let's just go straight and just introduce yourself. Let the people know who you are.
Absolutely. Hi, everyone. My name is Shadow. I am a class of 2019 graduate of Morehouse College with a Bachelor of Arts in Sociology. I am currently a master's student at the new school pursuing a master's in media studies, but soon to be pursuing a master's in contemporary theater, so a master's of fine arts. I am a Black liberationist, a student of abolition, genderqueer, non-binary individual who is just looking to really shift and shape the world so that we can have a better, brighter, more engaged present and an eventual future. So yes.
Awesome. Love it. Love it. Making things happen, doing big things. So I wanted to talk to one of our Morehouse brothers today. Now I'm saying one of our Morehouse brothers because I attended a school in Atlanta University Center. So if you know anyone that went to school at Spelman or Clark Atlanta University, or even Moby, as we used to say back in the day, Morris Brown College, or you know, any of those three schools specifically, we call each other brothers and sisters. Right. You know, okay. We understand whatever each of us went through while we were in school. We understand what it is to be in the school in the A and just all that goes with that. So it's always love. It's always family. So I just figured I'd break that down right quick for the world right there.
For the folks in the back.
Yes. And so if you're unaware, also HBCU is historically Black colleges and universities. So just making you aware of that. So I wanted to be able to speak with Shadow today, Shadow X, in reference to an amazing event that they're going to be having at Morehouse. But in true Threshold World College Edition fashion, I always like to start with what a person majored in at their college and what they do now. And just you know, we always like to start with that college experience. So Shadow X, what brought you to apply and attend Morehouse? Of all the colleges that you could attended, what was it about Morehouse that you wanted to go there?
Yes, I remember distinctly, I love telling this story. I remember distinctly being in 8th grade and having to do a project over at MLK, like just about his life, his leadership, his efforts to like shift the world. And I remember doing my research and diving deep and coming across a Wikipedia page, no less, but information about him at that time. And it said something about Morehouse. So I go and I click on this link and it takes me to this maroon web page where the 5 whales are streamed across the platform. It's well-dressed, well-read, well-spoken, well-traveled, well-balanced. And I'm just like enthralled with this idea of you know, Black individuals being able to not only see themselves as these things, but actually operate within these things on a day-to-day, like the mission, you know, to develop men with disciplined minds who lead lives, leadership, and service. Just this aura of being Black and being excellent. And I was just like, oh my God, what is this place? What is this place? So I'm doing my research on the institution. And I remember like thinking, I'm from Kansas City, Missouri for context. So I remember thinking like, people don't, you know, get outside of Missouri to go off to colleges that are like in Atlanta or Florida or California. Like that's a pipe dream kind of thing. And I remember being a freshman in high school and having a mentor, and she was like sending me all of this information. And it just happened to like curtail around Morehouse. It was things that quotes from Morehouse. So like whether it be quotes from Mays or quotes from the institution's namesake, or just like individuals who had graduated from the institution. And there was an opportunity for me to participate in a college tour. And the college tour just so happened to be going to the Atlanta University Center. And when I touched Atlanta and I stepped foot on Morehouse's campus, I just knew, I was enthralled. And at that time, and maybe even still, we were saying like the Morehouse mystique, this Morehouse mystique thing, this thing that just captivates you about the institution. And I felt all of that. I felt like this was the institution that I was supposed to be at. I felt like this was the place that would care for me and usher me into like a new realm of self. And fast forward to 2014, and I'm there. I'm at NSO. I'm experiencing parent parting ceremony. I'm experiencing welcome to the house, and I'm just like, oh my God! Like I finally made it to my promised land at that time of being an 18-year-old. So
I love it. Forgive me. You said NSO. What's NSO?
NSO is New Student Orientation. So that's
okay.
We all come to campus and we have our different ceremonies. We have olive branch,
yes, olive branch.
Yes, all of those things, all of those exciting moments for students to begin to really feel like this campus is their home. So yeah.
Love it. So I got excited, y'all, when he said olive branch, because that was like the meetup party, if you will. I shouldn't say party initially, but we'll find a way.
We'll find a way, right? Or make one.
We'll find a way. It was us coming together as students meeting the other schools. So like it's Clark, Morehouse, Spelman, Morris Brown, like everybody would come together and we would just identify together this special identification of our schools and the importance of us getting in our education. You went to school, you were there in like 2019, so
I was there
it might have been a little different now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I began my undergrad experience in 2014. So I think Morris Brown had like been going through its situation at that point. So we didn't really have that experience on that end, but there was still, the camaraderie between Clark and Spelman. And just the way that the campus was, we were also still in transition of presidents. I think we were transitioning out. Dr. Franklin and Dr. Wilson was transitioning in. So that was like an interesting time as well. But I distinctly remember like just the campus being so lively. And of course, like it's hard to remember those moments and being in this virtual realm and like not having students being able to be on campus, which is just like the essence of HBCUs is that togetherness in the space, right? Like it has to do with us all being able to come together and have those issues with financial aid in person, have those issues with our professors in person, have the issues amongst the student body, talking on Brown Street, just all of the small, like minute details to the experience students aren't able to experience right now, which is really, really unfortunate. Especially not being able to participate in New Student Orientation and have all the alum come back and welcome you in and usher you into the space. I really like can't wait for the day or for the moment where like we are able to convene again in the space because it is such a sacred space. Each HBCU has its own sanctuary space that is offered to Black and brown folks, specifically Black folks. I know that we have brown folks who attend HBCUs and even some white folks, but specifically our Black brothers and sisters and non-gender conforming individuals who are able to convene in those spaces and feel like they are at home and heard and taken care of. I can't wait until we have those sacred spaces again.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. Now, in your coming to Morehouse, was there anyone that like maybe, because I know you're part of the New York City alumni chapter for Morehouse, and I'm so excited because I know that you all have an amazing event coming up. And I know with everything that you all are putting together with this event, I'm wondering if you experienced any of it prior to going to Morehouse, or did you have any experience with anyone from Morehouse prior to attending? I know you did tell your story of, leading up to you going to Morehouse, but like, were you in contact with any alumni, like even when you were at the school? And
yeah, so before getting there, interestingly enough, like I've been an individual who's like, once I get enthralled with something, I'm like doing everything that I can to make sure that that connection is like, you know, there and it's ever present. So I was able to really begin to foster relationships with a lot of students in the admissions department. There was one student in particular, his name is Daquan May, who was a freshman at the time, who was really, you know, extremely helpful with my journey, as well as like an alum by the name of Lewis, who was from my city, who was able to attend Morehouse. And, you know, these people like really, really told me, you know, the importance of the institution, as well as just like making sure that I got there, making sure that I, you know, was prepared for interviews, making sure that I was prepared for to apply for scholarships and different things of that sort. And then as far as alum, like throughout the course of my time there, of course, alum would be on campus constantly. I hadn't really had that many engagements with like alum from New York, but I knew that New York was the place that I wanted to go post-graduation. But yeah, so like definitely like was able to foster those relationships, as well as the fact that like I was a student ambassador on campus. I was an NSO leader. I was a part of SGA. So I was really, really engaged within the campus space. So I was definitely like in constant contact with alum. In the addition of the fact that like professors are alum, right? So like you're in constant contact with them every day. They're teaching your classrooms. They're academic advisors. They're in different resource groups on campus that are able to like help you and push you along through the process. So, and even Spelman alum and even some Clark alum, you know, who work at the institution. So yeah, there was constant contact with alum, with current students prior to getting there, while I was there, and even after, especially being a part of the Alumni Association now as the digital marketing chair. I'm able to really be in constant contact with alum all day long. And it's a really beautiful experience, because not only are we like building out resources for current students and even students that are like currently transitioning into graduation, but we're able to like come together and talk about our experiences as well, like when we were on campus and things of the sort. So yes.
Awesome. Okay. Well, thank you so much. I mean, I'm definitely seeing how like your journey to Morehouse, at Morehouse, and then becoming an alum and working in your profession. What was the term that you used earlier? I know some of you all weren't privy to our little conversation before we came in with you, but you called yourself a serial creative entrepreneur, something to that effect. I loved it, how you put it. You say it again. What was you
Yes,
saying?
I consider myself a serial creative. So I'm a writer. I act, I sing, and I just create. Like I do digital media for the Alumni Association. So I'm constantly on my computer making graphics and doing different video edits and things of the sort. So, and then I'm also like in a master's program at the New School pursuing media studies currently. But again, switching to a master's of fine arts in the fall semester. So creativity is like breath to me. It's like the essence of my being. So seriously.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. See, we love sharing folks' journey on here, because, you know, there are students that are, you know, they're going through their own process, and it's always great to be able to hear someone else's story and how they got to where they are, and just continuing on the journey. So I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for sharing. So now you all are having an amazing event. And for those that do not know, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. did attend Morehouse College at the age of 15 years old, if you did not know. And so that's a rich legacy. Talk about alumni. Okay. Yeah. And so, you know, even as a student, you know, Martin Luther King wrote his observations as a student, and, you know, writing a paper on education. You know, I just wanted to make sure, as we're going to MLK, that people understand the context. You know, that the fact that, you know, Morehouse is going to be having this event. And I know I keep saying this event, this event, I am leading up to it. You know, it's just really significant, and it's really important. You know, so many people talk about his quote, and they use it a lot, but they may not be aware that it was a paper that he wrote. And it was in the school paper. You know, when he talked about intelligence plus character, that is the goal of a true education. You know, it was, you know, the purpose of education was the paper that he wrote. And it's just, I just think it's really great that he wrote that paper, because so often people think when they're going to school, they're just going for themselves. But he talked about getting a complete education,
Right.
which entails not one just going for themselves, but the understanding that you're going to go and you're going to do things that's going to make a difference in your community, in your family. You're going to have these networks. You're going to do so much more outside of you. So is there anything you want to share with that, or what say you about this?
Yeah. So I think it goes without saying that Dr. King is like a quintessential part of anyone's Morehouse experience. There's nowhere on campus that you don't feel, you know, his essence. I mean, we have the MLK Chapel, we have a monument, the first statue that was created for Dr. King within the United States, within the world, I believe in general. And you know, his mentorship with Dr. Mays, you know, and all of the other individuals who were able to, Dr. Thurman, who even you know, mentored him and taught him in some ways, and all those other individuals and engagements, you know, that he brought not only to the campus but to the world. So I mean, it's at a constant that we are not only discussing Dr. King, and granted, that doesn't mean that we all agree with, you know, Dr. King's methods or like even some of the things that he said. I mean, we attend the institution, right? So they like, yes, this is our most prominent alum, and we agree with everything that they say, but it calls us to like even think in, around, and in between like some of his teachings and some of his words, and you know, if we agree with them or if they're relevant today, like we are having those conversations at a constant and thinking about like who it is that we are and how it is that we want to impact and engage the world. So I think having an alum as prominent as him, someone who really, really like shaped the world with a movement for Black liberation, like is super important, because especially as we're like in a space now even more where Black liberation is at the forefront, right? And so us thinking about like, well, had this happened during the civil rights era, like what would they have done? What did they do? And how can we learn and grow from things like that? So yes, Dr. King is like a quintessential part of the experience, even just in a way of like pulling information from and pulling, you know, thoughts from, so that we're able to really see like where it is that we're going, you know, where it is that we're going, where it is that we are. And, you know, we have the MLK Scholars Program as well. So they read some of his work, some of his literature. And then, of course, I think at the library at Woodruff, they have the MLK.
Is it like a display?
It's a display, but it's like, yes, it's like a display of like his works and things like that, I believe, inside.
Oh, I'm glad they still have it. They had it.
You know, I haven't been on campus in so long, so I'm trying to recall everything that that was a part of that. But yes, which leads, I'm sorry, to the event. Of course, this MLK Day is something that like has happened since like a few years after his death, and so this is the 31st annual MLK Day event that we're having, which is our our MLK breakfast, right? This year, of course, it is virtual due to the COVID-19 pandemic. So we're having a 3-day event. On Friday, we're doing a rush hour like networking event where we'll have alum and current students, you know, just coming together to chat. There will be a DJ that's present. I believe that's also open to anyone who wants to participate. So whether it's Spelman, Clark, other HBCUs, interested students, all of the above are able to just come and like convene with Morehouse alum and current students and maybe like pick brains, you know, and see if like, you know, Morehouse is a place that they want to go to, or just like, you know, network just in general. So that's happening from 6 to 8 p.m. on Friday. And then on Saturday, we are having a virtual career fair and virtual college fair. It's entitled Switching Lanes. So we'll be having different panels that are talking about switching careers, switching institutions. There'll be an AUC experience panel. There'll be a Spellhouse experience panel. There'll be some admissions counselors and officers that are present from Spelman, Morehouse, Clark, and Florida A&M University. And it'll just be a day for people to kind of engage, again, alum, but also like think about where it is that they want to, you know, take their journey in 2021 and beyond. And then on Monday, which is MLK Day, we will be having our virtual scholarship breakfast where we'll be honoring Chad Sanders, who's a class of 2010 graduate. He's an author and an actor and a director. We'll be honoring Jay Johnson, who is former Secretary of Homeland Security, and we'll be honoring Pastor Michael Walrand, who is the pastor of First Corinthian Baptist Church in Harlem. Each of these individuals have impacted the community and the world in their own way, and so we think that it's more than appropriate to honor them at this time, especially like the way that the pandemic has gone and how they have shown up during this time. And, you know, we're just raising money again, of course, for our scholarships so that we're able to not only continue events like this, but also to be able to send more New York students to Morehouse and get them through Morehouse as well. Yeah, so it's us doing the work, not only of the institution, but the work of like being Black in America, right? We have to be the ones that like lift us up and protect us, and really like tell one another, like, these are things that you can do and I am here to help you. So that's essentially what the event is and what the event is all about, right?
Excellent. I'm excited. I am elated. I saw what you all put up and I was like, wow, I need to share this with more folk, even though, of course, I know you have your own network and we have alumni and everybody that's sharing. But hey, we want more people to be aware, because the more people that participate in an initiative, more students can attend and prosper in college. So my goodness, you have certainly displayed the intelligence plus character on this platform today, kind sir. And I appreciate you, Shadow X, just for being here today and just sharing even the realities of looking at some of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King's works and what that means today. And that's real because, you know, that's, you know, you're a student and that, you know, when students are in school, that's what we do, you know, so it's not like we just taking it word for word or this is what's giving to me. How am I interpreting this for myself? How am I interpreting this now in 2021? So thank you so much. And even for the breakfast and the scholarship and the honorees, just all very amazing. So I'm very excited for this event. And thank you so much for sharing today. Is there anything I haven't asked you that you want to share or any last things that you would want to say? Yeah,
I think I'll just shamelessly plug the website. It's MLK31.eventbrite.com. This is a free event. It's open to the public. It's donation based. So any and everybody has the opportunity to really come in and engage this information. This is not, this year is not about, you know, being Morehouse closed off and specific. And that's not to say that, you know, we don't make space for ourselves, but this year is really about the community. It's really about shifting the focus of, you know, how it is that we engage one another, right? And then we also have a donation page. Give me 1 second, I'm going to pull it up, where you can donate to our scholarship. fund, and that is Ignite. So that's ignite.morehouse.edu/project/24059. And we have that up for individuals to donate. You can donate $18.67 if you're a student. You can donate $40 if you're a recent grad, $60 if you're a family and friends, $100, $150, $250, or you can just make any donation that you want, whether it be $1, whether it be $5, whether it be $10,000 if you want. But we really, really want to ensure that we are able to send more students to and through Morehouse, and really get more students, be able to do more events like this where we're able to, showcase the essence of HBCUs and showcase the impact that we're trying to have in the community.
Excellent. Do y'all take PayPal?
I do believe that we have a PayPal link. And
okay, I'm going to check it out. I appreciate it.
Yeah, we can chat about that.
Great. Thank you so much for that.
Thank
Absolutely
you.
Excellent. I'm so excited. I'm going to go on Ignite so I can help bring more light, bring more funds to the cause, so we can have more brothers bringing forth the light. We appreciate you so much. This is so exciting. I definitely felt that it was a more of a community event this year. I felt that it definitely came across even on social media. So I wanted to make you aware that you all are doing a great job with that. And I definitely felt that, especially with some of the folks that you all have that's going to be speaking as well, because I know they're from the community and they're community leaders as well. So thank you so much.
Yes, of course.
Awesome. Have an excellent day and happy MLK Day, everybody.
Thank you. Happy MLK Day. Peace and blessings.